This boy just wanted to eat his meal quietly, but the school bully insisted he start eating from the beginning. The boy tried to ask a passing teacher for help, but unexpectedly, the teacher just told them not to waste food. Since the teacher didn't act like a decent person, then let's all go down together. Ah Jung went home, took out a submachine gun from his drawer, and put it in the book bag with his textbooks. Before he left, his mom specially reminded Ah Jung to come home early for dinner. She had made his favorite braised pork. It seemed like Ah Jung already knew what his fate would be. He came back to give his mom a big hug. Right after, the school gate was locked by someone. While the students were at a loss, Ah Jung quietly opened his bag. At that moment, a student told him the homeroom teacher was looking for him and hesitated. 3 seconds later, Ah Jung still went to the homeroom teacher's office. The school bully who often picked on him came up with a nasty trick in the bathroom. He stuffed toilet paper into Ah Jung's backpack. When Ah Jung came back, he stopped by the neighboring class, where his good friend Xiao Pang was being stripped and humiliated. Maybe because he could relate, Ah Jung, who had been hesitant, saw Xiao Pang being beaten and crying with his head in his hands, and immediately decided to get rid of these parasites in the school. However, after running to his class to get his bag, Ah Jung suddenly felt that the weight of the bag was off. When he opened it, he found that the gun was indeed missing. At that moment, the school bully walked in holding the submachine gun. In South Korea, where guns are completely banned, everyone thought it was a fake gun, so no one was scared. Only Ah Jung, who knew the truth, kept backing away, begging the school bully not to shoot. "What are you doing? You're doing the right thing." Alright, brothers. The school bully was stunned. He hadn't fired yet, so where did the gunshot come from? As he spoke, he unconsciously pulled the trigger. The school bully never expected that this was a real gun. Furious, he wanted to teach Ah Jung a lesson, but outside the students were already running in all directions. It turned out that the chubby kid from the next class was the first to act. He slowly walked toward the classmate who bullied him every day. The other boy kept apologizing on the ground, but the chubby kid pulled the trigger without hesitation. If apologies worked, what would we need the police for? Immediately, the chubby kid went completely berserk, starting a spree of indiscriminate headshots. After all, when he was bullied every day, not a single person ever stepped in to help. Seeing this, the bully who was picking on Ah Jung shoved one of his own lackeys forward as cannon fodder to draw the fire. Everyone was desperately running for their lives, except for Ah Jung, who stood frozen in place. The chubby kid saw him and slowly walked over. He said that he had already locked the school gates and broken all the keys, then handed Ah Jung a revolver. He said, "Take a shot at me." The reason the chubby kid was able to become a killing machine was all thanks to the jokes and ridicule he endured every day. Ah Jung was always threatened by him to secretly film under classmates' skirts for attention and profit. The chubby kid was also often forced to steal classmates' underwear. Their compromises never stopped the bully. Instead, it made him more outrageous. He made them steal their parents' ID cards to take out a loan for his beloved motorcycle. Not knowing how to resist, they could only agree. Maybe due to mutual understanding from these shared secrets, they became best friends. Soon after, Ah Jung went to his mother's small restaurant. Pressured by the bully's threats, he originally intended to take his mother's ID card. He could imagine how high-interest loans would snowball, quickly amounting to billions. It hadn't been easy for his mother to raise him alone, so Ah Jung only took 50,000 won from her wallet. As expected, he ended up getting beaten up by the school bully and his gang, but at least he didn't drag his mother into it, which made Ah Jung feel somewhat relieved. However, the next day, he was punched by the chubby kid. Ah Jung couldn't understand why his best friend would betray him like that, but when he saw the look on the chubby kid's face, he realized it was because the school bully had threatened him too. The chubby kid, following the principle of, if you can't beat them, join them, became one of the school bully's lackeys, and from then on, Ah Jung lost his best friend. One day, he suddenly received a mysterious package. When he opened it, he found a submachine gun inside. This instantly gave Ah Jung a surge of confidence, so when the school bully came looking for him again, he actually stood up to the bully's threats for the first time. Just as the school bully was about to teach Ah Jung a lesson, a teacher from the neighboring class happened to come by for class, so the bully had no choice but to let Ah Jung go for the time being. However, having lost face, the school bully was not about to let it go. He pressed a utility knife against Ah Jung's back and forced him to insult the English teacher by calling her Wang Zai Little Chow. How could Ah Jung say such vicious words? Besides, he was no longer the same as before. Bought a bomb. Ajima, 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 let me Ajima, Ajima. After school, Little Fatty took the initiative to find Ah Jung. He explained that he had no choice but to act that way, and he also expressed his admiration for Ah Jung's resistance today.